We did it! We got to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you! We just passed 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much from On Fire Family.
This is another Friday night yacht shopping happy hour 1,000 subscriber edition. Cheers.
Cheers.
If you are new with us, this is not what we normally do. We normally pull up Yacht World and we go shopping for a great loop boat, and we looked at over 50 boats now, and 1,000 of you are coming along for that ride, and we really appreciate it. You've suggested boats, you've made comments on boats where we have misstepped, and we really appreciate all of that. And true to our word from last week and 2 weeks ago, we decided to celebrate our 1,000 subscriber video with a Q&A session. So you guys have been sending in questions over the last 2 weeks, and we want to answer those tonight.
All right, so first is from Dan. Beautiful Chris Craft. I'm building a 27-foot boat here in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, and using a lot of the old charm of a boat like yours. I wish one video you would talk about it. That boat has history. So he's talking about our 1939 17-foot Chris Craft utility that we showed in our video
2 weeks ago.
Okay, 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
And yes, I should talk about it. So, also American Patriot commented that would love to see a video of what I do on my boat tours, which is Portland boat tours, and I give tours using that exact boat up and down the river here in Portland, Oregon. So yes, Dan and American Patriot, I will do another video walking through that boat, showing what my tours are all about. That is a great idea. Thanks for the comment.
Okay, Matt says, plan on a 1-year loop? Any side trips planned?
So yes, we plan on a 1-year loop.
12 to 15 months, depending on
where
side trips.
Yeah, side trips and where we buy our boat. So there's several questions on where we intend to spend our time. Where do we start? When do we finish? And it's the most common question we get from our families is, where are you starting again? And our answer is always the same. Wherever we buy the boat is where we'll be starting. Our desire is to start in the Great Lakes in June, so 9 months from now, and then hang out up there for a time, and then get serious about moving in the fall, like around this time of year, Labor Day of 2022. And then complete it a year later. So yes, 1-year loop. And side trips, we do want to do the Bahamas.
Yes, for like a long time.
We do want to do the Keys if we can, get them both in. And then other than that, we would love to do the Trent Severn as well. We've heard lots of really great things of that part of route selection. But other than that, smaller side trips and things, we've not gotten into the details. But we're excited.
Right. John, how confident are you that you can deal with the mechanical gremlins that arise? He has many questions, so let's answer that one first.
Well, depends. Depends on how big a gremlin.
Will you?
John.
Oh no, the next one is different.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I'm a reasonably handy guy, and we've had old boats for 20 years, so I think we can handle most small things. And then we'll go ahead and read the second questions, because I think that'll help answer.
I guess, yeah. So, will you be a big spender looper, staying in nice marinas and going out to dinner often?
Yeah, so I guess there's two angles on that. Big spender looper, I guess specifically about the nice marinas and dinner, but also big spender just making it rain at the boatyard.
Well, that's what I thought.
You pull in and, please buff and wax and fix everything, and I'll be back Tuesday. No, neither on neither accounts are we big spenders. We'll try to fix what we can on our own and learn as we go. And then as far as fancy marinas and eating out, we just don't have the budget to do it every night.
No, right.
But part of us enjoying the loop is splurging on some of those things and eating the local fare and enjoying ourselves. I mean, this is a trip of a lifetime. Right. We just can't afford to eat that way and stay at that marina every single night.
So roughly our budget, I believe, is 50-50
Yeah.
anchoring out and staying in a nice marina. And we're kind of like thinking, hey, if we're, then we'll also do 50-50 dining out, but.
Too expensive, yeah.
Right.
But
I would
sometimes,
eat out all
yeah.
the time if we could, but
Right.
and then maybe we could eat out more at lunch or happy hour when it's cheaper, and then we could eat out more frequently. We definitely want to hit all the great spots to eat that we learned about during the Great Loop online rendezvous. Yeah, because we do like to eat, and I don't like to cook, so as the less we stay at a marina, the more we can eat out. And so we'll be working with those numbers.
Yeah.
Okay. Also from John. Do you envision basically keeping right to the route, not staying over for long anywhere, or do you envision side trips for sightseeing and stops of several days in places? For example, would you veer off course and go up the Potomac to dock near Washington, D.C. to get several days of museums and sightseeing? And then he has more questions I'll ask after that. Well, I'll answer that first, especially regarding the Potomac, is that we're homeschooling, and this is one of the reasons that we're doing it now, is that we will be taking educational side trips, especially to DC, and staying a while in New York, and staying a while in DC, and maybe even a side trip on a train up to Boston and hitting all those, and we'll be hitting Mount Vernon and places like that. Colonial Williamsburg, all that fun stuff. And also, I have family in Florida, so we're going to be staying in near them for a couple of weeks. Yeah, and doing holidays and hitting all the parks because we have kids, and so yeah, definitely.
But we're not doing what some loopers do, which is like we're wintering in one marina in one spot in Fort Myers, and that's how the whole long periods of time in places is not in the plan. I think we'll keep generally moving, with the exception of these. If you hit a cool place and it's got lots of stuff to do and see, save on marina fees by booking it weekly or even a monthly for a few weeks stay.
Okay, will the driving be mostly done by one person, or will everyone learn how to do basic navigation and how to dock the boat?
Mostly one person. I think a lot of times when we envision this in our heads, it's Jennifer homeschooling, and I'm motoring along, and I yell down to the family that hey, something cool is coming up, and then when we get into an anchorage or a marina, then we go exploring together because the schoolwork is done and we're ready to go. But
also, all hands on deck when we get to a marina.
Yeah, locks and docks and everything else. But Jennifer's driven the big boat, our cruiser that we've had before. Our daughter's got her boating license here in Oregon, and our son's working on it. And he just turned 12, and that's when you get your license.
So all four of us will have our licenses during the loop. I'm scared to death of docking, and I think that my daughter's going to rock it before I do. So we will learn those things, just, in case of emergencies. But right now, he's got to go to the bathroom sometime, right? And take a break and put his feet up. And so, during the calm, straight parts.
Yeah. And
easy to navigate parts. But we'll definitely learn navigation. This is an educational opportunity of a lifetime.
Yeah. And we intend to go at kind of a looper pace, which if you're not familiar with the loop and how far on average you go, it's about 4 hours of boating every other day on average. So there'll be long days and crossings and things, and then there'll be weeks of staying at a cool place and going and exploring. And so on average though,
starts and stops.
4 hours of 10-mile-an-hour boating every other day.
Yeah. And then we already talked about the next question. Okay, so Rose asked, I'd love to see some details of the planning process and your progress. Renting, selling, packing, storing, bringing what we're bringing, and route planning.
Yeah.
I want to see route planning because it's going to show the rest of this office, which looks like he's hunting down a serial killer. That's how much the planning is on all the walls around here. And so that should be like a whole video of its own, for sure.
Yeah, let's do some videos around that. Especially things might get boring when we stop happy hour yacht shopping and get more happy hour route
It'll be less
planning.
boring for me when we have a boat. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
So, so our progress though, we are renting our house. We are hooked up with a property manager. We just need to fix the place up and get it cleaned out and decluttered. And so we've not made any progress on that this summer. We intentionally pushed pause until the rainy season here in Portland starts here in a few weeks. And so that's where we are on renting. We think we have a pretty good plan for that. Packing, storing, bringing is still to be determined. We probably are going to rent a U-Haul trailer to get the amount of stuff that would fill a loop boat from here to there. And so we're roughly planning what's going with us and what's not. And then storing.
We live in an older house, and so we have lots of weird attic space and
a garage and a shop.
Additional buildings.
Yeah. So all of our stuff should fit within the area here. So we won't be adding any additional storage.
And since we're renting furnished, we don't have to move that stuff.
Yeah, so we're not gutting our whole house, which is one of the reasons to do that. So we don't have to pack it up, store it somewhere, and then remove into our house with all of our stuff at the end of our loop. But yeah, we can go into another whole video about a couple of those aspects. That's a great idea.
Okay, Laura asks, it sounds like you plan to start May/June in the Great Lakes region. That's the plan. That leads me to believe that you may spend some time in that area getting used to the boat and working out the kinks before you take off. You got it, Laura. On your loop adventure. Is this your plan?
Yes.
I am trying to estimate how much time I should allow wherever I end up starting to get used to the boat and still embark on the loop at an appropriate time of year.
Yes, we've struggled with the same question. How much is enough time? What we want to avoid is moving onto the boat and then wanting to leave that marina and start moving on the loop like the next week.
So
yeah.
It also depends on where we buy the boat. Because if we end up buying a boat further south, like in the Chesapeake, and it's still May/June, I mean, we gotta get on that boat and book it up north to catch up with the other loopers. So again, it depends on where we buy the boat.
Yep.
Okay, so last couple of questions. Randolph says, I have so many questions. How rigid is your start date and the amount of time you plan to do the loop?
We thought it was pretty rigid.
Until this week?
My lovely wife gave me 2 rules when we decided to embark on this adventure. One is that we do it June to the following
August,
June, July, August.
One school year.
Summer to summer. So 1 school year spent on the loop. So not a January to January, which would screw up 2 school years.
Even though we homeschool, I have separate issues with that.
Other like homeschool co-ops and classes and online things that are associated with a school year, not a calendar year. And so that we thought was rigid, but we're being challenged on that just because of the boat market. We're seeing boats that are not in the Great Lakes where we would prefer to start, and so it's making us wonder, could we pull that off?
And it turns out that our classes this year happen to be more flexible, so
maybe. And then the other rule, just to finish that thought, is that we don't sell the house. So
don't want to sell it.
We are operating roughly in that box. Don't sell the house and do it June to the following summer.
We've lived here 20 years, and so 1 year off is not enough to derail our home ownership for me. Okay. Are you going to document your trip on your YouTube channel? Yes, absolutely.
Yep. So definitely stay tuned. We are amateurs, as you've noted by some of the sound issues we've had in some of our,
especially we're outside.
Especially some of our outside videos have been not up to our quality standards. So we'll work on it. But yeah, we intend to not
take you on our adventure.
Yeah, we'll do our best to do that.
Okay, last question. What are your plans after you complete the trip?
We don't even know our plans to complete the trip at this point.
Well,
we make plans.
One big plan is that.
But after the complete the trip, we're coming back here. We're going to move back into our house and rejoin life. But the question I get a lot is, how do you your work just lets you take a year off and do the Great Loop, and that's okay with them? And no, this is going to be a retirement from my day job. as an engineer, and then there'll be Career 2.0 when we return. But
For both of us.
yeah, so we both are gonna work part-time passion jobs or fun things, not 8 to 5 engineering.
Right.
For me anymore.
We will actually both also have online jobs on the boat.
A little bit on the boat, yeah. Not to replace anywhere near our full income, but maybe some docktails money and some fish and chips when you get into the marina.
Right. Ooh, we can actually stay at this nice marina, maybe. Yeah. So thank you for these wonderful questions, and they gave us a great list of future videos to have.
Yeah. So stay tuned. We continue to shop for boats. We got excited about another one this week, so that might be coming up in an upcoming video. Thanks for subscribing, guys. 1,000's a big deal. Really appreciate it.
Cheers.